All right, what is up? It's the commish here with the league fantasy hockey Storksdesk report episode 10. We're running a little late than normal. Been a busy week. I'm the commissioner Jimmy Milstead, and joining me tonight, as always, our deputy. Well, not as always. We've had an episode where the nightmare showed up, but Kevin Stork up in Canada where it's snowing. How's it going, Kevin?
It's really snowing, man. It
Wow.
just stopped. It's been snowing for the last 24 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got to, but it's
Awesome.
coming your way, Jimmy.
Yeah, like I said, like anybody that doesn't know, Stork's right across the border, not too far, Washington State. Not like a hop, skip, and a jump, but like we're a state, or we're just basically pretty close to each other. And man, it is supposed to snow here. I haven't seen anything yet, and I'm on a hill, so we get snow before the lower lands do mostly. But I don't know. Knock on wood. I'm not a snow person. Are you a snow person, Stork?
No.
No, not at all.
When I was young, when I was playing hockey, I loved the snow because that meant ice. But
Exactly.
now it means I got to drive in it, so it's a little
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, it's a whole new meaning when you gotta get up and get out in it. So, well, stay safe, buddy.
Hey,
Well,
where'd you get that little OV? Is that OV behind you there?
yeah. So let's just jump into it. Um, it's the Ovi goal counter, and we haven't talked since he
Oh, nice.
got to the 800 level here. Um, Congratulations, Alex Ovechkin. He's on the Washington Wendigos fantasy club. If we didn't talk about that trade, I think we did talk about that trade. Whalen acquired Ovi from Mark Wood for Andre Vasilevsky, and Ovi this week notches a hat trick. National TV here in the States on ESPN. I'm sure you had national coverage of that up there in Canada. And Ovi does it. What are your thoughts? He's one goal away from Gordie Howe's 801 goals. He hasn't had a chance to tie him yet. Stork, what do you think?
Well, I mean, if somebody would have asked me 5, 6, 7 years ago if anybody had a chance to even reach Gordie Howe, let alone Wayne Gretzky, I would have said, no, I don't think that's going to happen. But Ovi's a machine, man. He's like good wine. He just seems to keep getting better. It's just extraordinary what he's done.
Yeah, he was having fun even when he's not scoring. We played each other last night, Hockey Night in Canada. Toronto won the first season meeting early in the season. Last night, the Leafs have been playing really good hockey, and they finally hit a little rut. What'd you think of the game last night? Ovi did not score, but a hat trick from um, Gustafson on the blue line. Only the third Capital ever on a D man to ever do that. That's kind of amazing. But
Yeah.
Mitch Marner's streak finally ended. What did you think of the Leafs?
Well, I mean, I can't complain with that run they had. They were bound to lose a game or two, so I'm not too concerned about it. They looked a little flat against Washington. They played okay against the Rangers, but they looked a little tired after the Washington game. So they only got a couple of games this week, so they just need to get back home and rest and enjoy Christmas and get back on the roll again.
Right. Like we probably talked about before, they're not going to be judged until it's playoff season because we know they're a good squad. It's just going to
That's when it
matter.
matters, man. It's all
Time.
matters when round one starts. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yep. Same thing happened to the Capitals before 2018. It doesn't matter until we see it in the first round. So, but yeah, I was really impressed with that hockey game. The Leafs probably didn't look as good to you because you watch them every night. I thought that they looked pretty good. Just an entertaining game is what I'm saying. Sammy didn't look as sharp as he has been this year. Charlie Lindgren, by the way, he's the birthday boy, Charlie Lindgren. And also, real quick, before I forget, he's a straight edge. He doesn't drink. He drinks milk. Tim Kelly, our owner, DuPont Pipe Layers. I can't remember how old he is. He's in his 30s, I think. I got to shot glass of milk.
I got some coffee here.
Yeah, Tim Kelly. Cheers, buddy. If you see
happy
this,
birthday, Tim.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tim Kelly. DuPont Pipelers. He's in one right now. We're gonna come up with the scores here in a minute with Waylon Womack, Washington Wendigo. He's actually looking pretty good. Let me do a shot real quick of milk.
Hey, it's Kurt Angle.
Yeah. So Tim, he loves milk. That shot's for you, birthday boy. Happy birthday. I hope it was a great day. But where was I? What were we talking about?
Tim Kelly.
Tim Kelly. Yeah. Happy birthday, buddy.
What's in that milk, Jimmy?
I don't know, man. But Tim Kelly's squad is in one right now. It's Showdown Sunday. We normally don't broadcast Stork until the new fresh week, and it's a Showdown Sunday is what I like to call it here. Tim Kelly and Waylon Womack are in a tie game right now, 9-9. Really haven't looked too close into this matchup, but I love wire-to-wire games. Waylon's been in a bunch of those this year. And then, like you said earlier, you are having a struggling week against Texas Freezing Kuznetsov. Jaden actually looking for his first win. He's right now a point up on you. So much can happen. I wonder what the strategy is for him. He's got Markstrom in net. Does he want to play him later? I'm not sure. But obviously the Commissioner's Corner recap will be a separate show. But what are your thoughts on these close games? We got some good matchups this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, with my team, like I just I climbed back close to 500, and I laid a couple eggs in the past 3 weeks or so, and it looks like I'm laying another one this week. I need, believe it or not, I need some penalty minutes, and I need a power play assist.
Yeah.
To get back even with them. Otherwise, I'm gonna be the first victim of Texas, which I'll feel good about. But I certainly didn't want it against me.
Yeah, he's had victory snatched from the clutches a few times. He has 2 ties. We'll see how it goes. Good luck to both of you guys. Before tonight ends, Ovechkin versus Gretzky divisions. Ovi's division, I don't know if I mentioned this on the show before, right now has a 7-4 advantage with 1 tie. So I'm not sure. I haven't tallied up what it would be, but we'll check out. Right now, the Ovechkin division has bragging rights. Let's just put it that way, Stork, over the Gretzky. Yeah. But it's been a fun week of action, and it's been a long week personally from work. But I've been enjoying watching the scores. But next week's going to be a short week, just to tell our team, all our fellow team managers. It's going to be a Monday through Friday with the Christmas break coming up for 3 days. What is it? Is it Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Yes.
Yeah.
And then week 12 will resume on Tuesday through the regular following Sunday. So next week will be even more crucial, Stork, as the divisional matchups return. Any plans for Christmas?
Well, I mean, we're also we're about to reach the halfway point of the season. We'll call it after next week's games, which is only Monday to Friday, but we're also at the halfway point. So the second half of play will start in late December, early January for week 12, as you said, and sometime right after January, like in the first week or so, I'm going to have team report cards out for the midterm reports. So look forward to that. And yeah, we're midway through now. It's the second half is coming, and it's time for some teams that need to pick up the pace and get into a playoff spot. There's only so many available, so it's going to be a big dogfight in the second half.
Right. Yeah, last week the scores in week 9, it was a divisional matchup. I never said these scores since we last talked. Adden Americans, yours truly beat the Woody Woodpeckers for the second time this year, 12-9. That was a great match with Mark. Woody Woodpeckers and Adden Americans with another thriller. Mark lost it in the goaltending, I think, in that one. So Jimmy takes the 2-0 series lead over Mark. Langley, you beat the Frozen Norsemen 11-8 to go to 4-5. By the way, Mark Wood went to 4-5, and Jimmy went to 5-4. Langley Scorpions beat the Frozen Norsemen 11-8. Nick had fallen to 3-6. Heartbreaker there for Nick. I believe you lead that series 2-0. Texas fell to the big-time Nova Fire Brigade, who ended up taking the #1 spot again in Don Cherry's poll. Or correction, no, I got to update that as well. I'll bring that up here in a minute. Scott did, though, beat Jaden for the second time, 13-8. That's when Jaden fell to 7-2. Scott was now 7-2. DB Cooper took a 2-0 series lead over Julio and Huma. DB Cooper, Mark Raymond, 17-6, a dominating performance. He's at 6-3. He's looking real good. Huma dropped to 3-5-1. We'll talk about his week here in a minute, though. He's looking pretty good. Wayland, Washington's Wendigo, big division win over Josh Halsey, Wyoming Great Apes. I believe that series is Wayland's way, 2-0. Wayland's now 5-3-1, so a big 12-8 win over Wyoming. And then last week, DuPont got the woodshed knocked to him from Probert Etiquette. Dave Snellgrove's squad goes to 7-2 with a 17-4 win over Tim Kelly, the birthday boys, pipe layers last week, who falls to 2-7. Dave leads that series 2-0. So coming into this week, Gretzky division, it's Probert atop at 7-2. DB Cooper at 6-3 is in second. Your Langley Scorpion Stork are at 4-5 in third place. Huma 3-5-1, fourth place. Frozen Norseman Nick Reedy is in fifth place at 3-6. And DuPont Pipe Layers bring up the rear in last place, 2-7 of the Gretzky division. Ovechkin division, Nova Fire Brigade, 7-2, first place. The Wyoming Great Apes in second place, 6-3. Washington Wendigo in third place, 5-3-1. The Ad Americans, 5-4 in fourth place. And the Woody Woodpeckers in fifth place at 4-5. And the Texas Freezing Kuznetsov bringing the rear 7-2. What stands out to you, Stork, in division play right now?
Well, you're starting to see a little bit of separation in the league, which we talked about a few weeks ago, that was bound to happen. And like I just mentioned, second half of play coming up. These teams that are like 3-6, 2-7, they're still alive, but they got to turn their season around and get back in there.
So Grapes is Don Cherry's poll coming into this week. He ended up boosting back up. Nova Fire Brigade is Wyoming Great Apes were the previous #1. They had dropped a huge drop there down to fifth place in Don Cherry's rankings. That was the biggest drop I think I've seen this year. Probert Etiquette moved one up to second place behind Scott. DB Cooper moved up. He looks like a real consistent squad. Mark Raymond's team is pretty good. He moved up to third place from fourth. The Wendigo also moved up with the big win over Josh. That was probably a controversial position, but Wayland's squad is in fourth. Josh is in fifth. Ad Americans moved up one spot from 7 to 6. They're slowly getting better. Mark Woody Woodpeckers dropped to seventh place. The Langley Scorpions move up one spot to number 8. Huma took one on the chin. They dropped down one spot to number 9. Frozen Norseman at 10. DuPont Pipe Layers at 11. And Jaden's Texas Freezing Kuznetsovs at 12 all stay in their normal spots. So do you think Don Cherry got his poll right last week?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, my friend.
Nice. So, Don Cherry's predictions this year, predicting league play, he's now at 500, 26-26. So he's happy to be there. He was at under 500 before that. So I can't remember who he picked this week. We'll talk about that next week. But some interesting matchups to go right now. Let's talk about those scores, Stork, here in the Ovechkin versus Gretzky week. Right now, like I said, Adna just thumping on Nick's Frozen Norseman 16-3. First ever matchup between the two. And Jimmy's got bragging rights in this one. It's going all his way right now. Langley Scorpions, you and Jaden, like we talked about earlier, are in a dogfight right now. Jaden up 9-8. It's not over at all, though. There's a lot of things that can happen here in the late games. DB Cooper is up 11-9 on Mark Woods. Woody Woodpeckers. It's the battle of the Marks. Mark Raymond versus Mark Wood. Old Maryland rivalry here. I haven't even dived into that one too much. Washington Wendigo and DuPont Pipelers, like we said off the top of the broadcast, 9-9. This one is so close, and I'm interested to see. It's going to be a big win for either one of them because they both need it. The Wyoming Great Apes looks like they got back on the winning ways, and they are shocking Probert Etiquette's Dave Snellgrove squad 15-7. Probably not shocking because I think Josh's team is up there in that same bracket of quality. 15-7 over Probert Etiquette right now. Dave having an off week. And then the Nova Fire Brigade, the number one seed, is getting one handed to him. Julio's Huma, like I said, he told me in a message, you heard probably the sound effect there a minute ago. That was Julio. He said not to jinx him, Stork. He's up 16-7. What are you thinking of that matchup?
Well, Huma's coming up with a big win this week. They're crushing the Fire Brigade, and this is going to be a big inspirational victory. So hopefully that's not a curse, but I think he's got this one in the wrap. So
yeah, let's take a look at Julio's squad. He's got a guy, the Taves and Kane combo. I believe they're both playing their 1,000th game tonight together.
Wow.
Can't remember exactly. Excuse me for not knowing for sure, but they're playing the Rangers right now. They're actually getting their butts kicked because they're the worst team in the league right now. The Rangers are up 4-1, but I believe John Taves did score. Winnipeg is up on Seattle 1-0. Winnipeg's playing real well. What do you think of Connor Hellebuck, Storky?
He's been hot lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm seeing it firsthand. I think the worst game he's had recently was against my Caps last Sunday. Took one on a chin that day. I didn't.
Got off to a slow start this year. They seem to be lost, but over the last month or so, especially, they've really turned it around. Shifley is red hot right now. He's already got he scored his 19th tonight.
Yeah, Nick has him.
He's heading for a career year in goals.
Right on. Yeah, Winnipeg. They're actually surprised. I mean, they've been touted as always being a cup favorite. They've always disappointed. This year, I think Rick Bowness, the coach, has really made a difference. He's got probably a little change of culture, maybe.
Well, he's a good player, Coach Jimmy.
Yeah.
Everybody loves to play for Bowness, and he's had a history of that. Players that really play hard for him. He's got a system that he does, and teams that he coaches don't do too bad. You got to say that. But you know that the Winnipeg players are enjoying playing for Rick Bowness.
So yeah, they're up there in the Central Division with Dallas, another good team. That was where Rick Bowness used to coach. The Brewers now the new coach. They look pretty good. They beat the Caps the other night. I got to see them firsthand. So the Central's an interesting division with Colorado banged up, McKinnon being out, and some other players. So it should be a real challenge. It'll be interesting, though, once Colorado gets all their guys back before the playoffs. We'll see how it goes. Minnesota, they're looking pretty good. Speaking of another Central team, they won. They've been red hot lately. They won against Ottawa today, who looks sluggish, 4-2. So Nick Reedy, his fantasy team's not doing too well, but his real team is Minnesota looking pretty good. Carolina had beaten Pittsburgh earlier today in a big Metro showdown, 3-2. And then our very late game tonight, Calgary is at San Jose. that has a lot of implications on your match, Stork. Will Jaden start Markstrom? By the way, Jaden and Josh, safe travels. They are heading from Texas as we speak to Wyoming, where Josh's parents are. Hence, that's why Josh is the Wyoming Great Apes. That's where he's from. But they've been on a 15-hour car ride, so I've been talking to a couple of those guys, telling them updates on the hockey. And Jaden's a big Commanders fan, so I'm sure that there's a matchup tonight, right, in football. Big playoff implications.
Yeah, well, it's getting down to the crunch in football, and I know you're secretly watching over it, Jimmy. You can't tell me you've shut the door on football.
I honestly, I actually don't have it on, so.
Your Commanders are playing right now, and they're playing pretty darn good, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see what's up.
The Commanders, what?
I like to call them the Commodes.
The Commodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're playing pretty well. They could make a playoff spot this year, man.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. How's your fantasy football team doing?
I've got one team that's going to be in trouble, possibly two, but this is the first week of the playoffs, so I'm looking to get into the semifinals in three of my other leagues. So,
right,
I'm doing okay, but I'm a little nail biting because there's some close games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's ridiculous for me to even say this, but if the playoffs were to start today here in the league, and we know this is going to change again, but there has been some consistency in some of the same teams here. Right now, you would have Probert and Nova with the buys, as we have 6 teams that only qualify, Stork. Right now, you would have the Great Apes taking on the Wendigo, and DB Cooper would take on Adna. So it would only be 2 Gretzky division teams in the playoffs if it was to end today. We know we're far from it. I'm just going to throw that out there, just the Ovechkin division bragging rights here. But
I'm going to have myself. I'm going to have a strong second half. I just have a good feeling about it.
I believe in you, Stork. I mean, you usually do. I know you in other leagues. I've seen you. Well, it's the case with me in your league. Always slow starts, but always manages to squeak in the lofts. I mean, I haven't done too well in the lofts, but I feel pretty good about the Adna Americans this year. We're happy with our squad right now. We just have to find some areas of improvement, but I'm really excited about it here as we've almost hit the halfway point. That's how it is probably with every team, but I'll tell you what, Mark Raymond, DB Cooper, Dave's Probert Etiquette, and Scott's Nova Fire Brigade, and Josh's Wyoming Great Apes. I think those 4 teams have been pretty consistent. We'll have to see if injuries also are a factor. By the way, good to see Jake Vrana be reinstated. I'm glad he's getting him on the mend there. Hopefully, all the best to him. I know there was another player, I can't remember, who ended up going on that. So all the best. I can't remember. There's another player that took himself out. But this time of year, can be hard for some folks, especially around the holidays. So good to see good stuff happening, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Stark. So, I mean, I think we'll have one more show before the Christmas break if you're up to it.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, we can do one later this week if you want, just to catch up a little bit.
Sounds really good.
Do a pre-Christmas show.
I feel like I'm leaving out a lot of stuff. It's been a whirlwind of a work week, and a lot of fun stuff in the spare time. And then you got the Yobi.
You're working on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Christmas Eve, Saturday. We'll be working that night, helping out Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Get the gifts there.
Well, maybe we'll do if we can squeak one in, maybe we'll do a show Friday night.
Okay.
If possible. And we can go over this week's games and next week's games before our Christmas break. So
that sounds awesome.
Friday night might be a good time to do a show if you can squeak it in.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm available.
That's cool. Yeah, the short week, Monday through Friday, like we said, it's a divisional week. I know we're not done here with a big week 10, but Adna will be taking on those Texas freezing Kuznetsovs. Jaden, will he have a win by then? I don't know. Langley Scorpions, you will be taking on Mark Raymond and the DB Cooper again. That'll be a big game here in the short week. Wayland, the Washington Wendigo, will be taking on Mark Woods, Woody Woodpeckers. This is going to be a big game for Mark. It looks like he might be losing this week. He is going to need a win now that he's got goaltending in Vassy. This is a big matchup. Josh is taking on Scott. Wyoming Great Apes take on the Nova Fire Brigade. That'll be a great match. And Probert Etiquette, they'll take on the struggling Frozen Norsemen. And then the DuPont Pipe Players, Tim Kelly, he'll get on. Right now, I think Yuma looks pretty red hot. So some interesting matchups here in the short week coming up. I'm excited about it. I'm taking it, Stork. I haven't looked at the NHL schedule. It's probably going to be a jam-packed one, I would assume.
Yeah, there's quite a few games coming up for sure. They're squeezing a lot of games in the 5-day week, so it's going to be a busy week for hockey, man.
So yeah, I don't think I've ever promoted this yet, but the Winter Classic this year. Just wanted to tell league wide, as the Boston Bruins host the Pittsburgh Penguins at Fenway Park. January 2nd is actually New Year's Day observed here in the States. I'm not sure what anybody's work schedule is like, but we're going to do a watch along in the Facebook chat group that we did for the actual draft. So I'm trying to spread the word. I have an invite to all the members in the Facebook page. I know Waylon's not a Facebook member because he doesn't have Facebook, but he might come over and watch the game. But anyways, anybody interested, we're going to just have a massive watch party. I think that would be fun. I'm going to try to promote it better.
Yeah.
So how excited do you get, Stork, over the outdoor games? Has it lost its edge for you, or?
Well, I don't mind them. They're different, and they're especially when it starts snowing. It gets pretty interesting to watch a hockey game with all that snow. I haven't seen that kind of stuff since I was a kid and playing hockey myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still has a little luster to it. They've had a few of them now, so it's not as exciting as that first one. I'll never forget that first one they did.
Yeah.
One that stands out was the one I think it was Pittsburgh and Boston, as a matter of fact.
It was Philadelphia.
Was it Philadelphia?
That was the other Fenway match.
Their teal blue uniforms, and it was snowing out.
Oh, okay. No, that was the Buffalo Sabres and the Penguins.
Yeah, I think Crosby got hurt that game, I believe.
No, he had. Well, if he did get hurt, he's the one that scored the game-winning shootout goal.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the one. I'm thinking about one where he actually got hit hard.
Oh, that was the Capitals at Heinz Field.
Was that the Capitals? Yeah.
That one.
Somebody hit him hard and he left the game, but that one kind of stood out to me. I can't remember. I think you're right. It probably was Washington.
Because he ran Steckel, center for the Caps, was looking the other way, and he so was Crosby, and they kind of ran.
It was an accidental hit, but Crosby took the worst of it. But I remember that game because of the snow. It was fun watching the game with snow coming down. It was quite interesting.
Yeah,
I do worry about the players who play in these ones because the ice isn't always the greatest. So I worry about the players getting hurt, like catching an edge in the ice, because I know there's a few games where they've had some ice problems. So I do concern myself with that. But I mean, it'd be great to go to one of those. The crowds are huge. It would be fun to go watch one, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a bucket list item for me. I know the Caps play the Canes this year at Raleigh, or NC State Wolfpack's college stadium. That's in February. That's one of the stadium series. Sorry for all the noise. I got girls rummaging around the kitchen, and I didn't shut my door.
I don't hear a thing. So.
Oh, good. I'm not sure how it's going to sound, but apologies if that was terrible. But yeah, Stork, it was a good talking to you tonight. Stay safe in the snow, buddy.
Yeah, bud. Get ready for it. Get your shovel ready.
I got some Christmas shopping to do for you. It'll probably be after Christmas, but it'll be Christmas week when I'm off. I'm planning on sending you some hockey cards from your local shop out there, buddy.
Nice,
so,
man.
Merry Christmas. Well, we'll talk this week before Christmas.
We'll talk again. Maybe Friday. We'll see.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, man. We got to fit week 11 in, and should be great. So, a great edition here of the Storks Desk, episode 10. I thank you for joining me, and we'll have the Commissioner's Corner on the Facebook tonight once all the results are in from week 10. So, good luck, Stork, on trying to get your 5th win, right?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I need a miracle tonight. So.
If not, hats off to Jaden if he can do it on his first ever league win. So it'll be good.
I'm gonna lose. I don't mind losing to him because he needs a big W. So
yeah. All right, buddy. Well, I love you, buddy, and like Badger Bob says, it's always a great day for hockey, right? So stay safe. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you this week.
All right, guys.
Good night.